Hello and welcome back. Now this is our 8th exercise, and this exercise will be a catching game. It's going to involve instructions and blocks that you are familiar with, and there'll be one small change which I'll talk about as we work our way through. So let's get started. Our first thing is to name our project. So let's just call it Catching Game and let's save it. Let's go and get a backdrop, and I'm going to put in bedroom, and I think I'll choose this one, but you can choose any background that you like. Now I need to get some sprites. So here we go, into here. And I need to find somebody who is going to catch or looks as if they're catching a ball. So there's lots of people down here, but the one I found was Wanda. So Wanda doesn't have multiple costumes. This is just all she is. So I'm going to pick her. And Wanda, you can wander down there. And finally, I need to get a ball. I'll pick this one and we'll just put that up there. And I need to create one more sprite, or I need to get a sprite which I'm going to create. So in the past we have drawn, haven't we? We created a target in our last one. Here I'm going to simply need some text. And I'm going to click. I'm happy for it to be that color, but I'm going to put oops. I think we'll just put you lost exclamation mark, and you can see that is up there. So let's bring it down, and I will want that to be quite a bit bigger. So let's see what it looks at 300. Yep, that will do me nicely. So there we have that. So we've got a backdrop and 3 sprites, 2 of which have been given to us and 1 that I've gone and made. So now we need to get on to the actual making of the code. So we'll do Wanda first, and Wanda needs to move forwards and backwards, and that's going to be using the arrow keys. So events, and you might just want to pause the video and see if you can remember how we've done it in the past, or you can follow along. So here we go. When this is pressed and when that is pressed. So here we go. We want it to be the right arrow, and we would like this to be the left arrow. So when the right arrow is pressed, we want to move, say 15 steps. We want to move again 15 steps, but in the other direction. Okay, so we've got that one done. Right, now let's go on to this one called You Lost. So I am going to select that. I'm just going to call this You Lost because I think it's important to have something descriptive. So we've got the You Lost sprite selected, and we're in its code. And here we go. We want to, when clicked, so when we actually start the game, we obviously want this to disappear. So let's go and hide it. And when we receive, so when I receive a message, and what will that message be? Well, it's going to be a new one, and it's going to be lost. Okay, so when we actually receive the message that we've lost, well, we want to show. So we'll need to go to looks and show. So it's going to show this, but we also want it to stop everything. So let's put in a stop all. And there's our stop all. So for this sprite, when we click, this will disappear. When it receives a broadcast message of lost, then this will show and the game will actually stop. Right, on to the ball, which is going to have the most to do. And so let's go with an event such as when clicked. Okay, well now we want the ball to start in a particular place. So we'll ask it to go to, and you can put what you want in here, but I'm going to go 100 and 144. So it's going to be round about there anyway. And we need to have a score. So we want to see how many times Wanda can catch the ball. So let's go to variables. Let's make a variable called score. Click OK. And we're going to need to set score to 0. So let's just go and put score to 0. Now, we want this game to keep going forever until we drop the ball. So we go for forever. And we're going to say, if this is done, so if what? Well, if with the baby, the ball is touching the girl. So if the ball is touching Wanda, we're going to want to say we've caught the ball and we've got a point for it. So we need to go to sensing and we go touching and we'll have to look for Wanda. So if the ball is touching Wanda, well done Wanda for catching the ball. We need to change our score to, and it'll be score, we're going to make it go up by 1. And then we need to put our ball back in the air again. So we've got to instruct the ball to start at a certain place. So we're going to go to, and we're going to put it in here. And we want the ball to be at a certain point here. So it's always going to start in the center, but where it may start along the x-axis is going to change. So we want this to be constant. So it could be on this line, but it might start here or it might start there. This is where we need to put in a pick random. So we'll pick random. And we're saying for the x-axis, although you're going to start on this line, where you start on this line is random. So we'll say from minus 235 to 235. Okay, so we've got that bit in, and then we need to put the last part in where we say if the ball is dropped. So that means if it's gone past a certain amount of, if it's minus 175, we're going to say that Wanda has dropped the ball. So we will have to put in here operator. So if this is less than 175, minus 175. What is less? Well, the Y position. So we'll need to look for Y position. There we are. And we're going to put that in there. So how low is 175? Let's have a look. Okay, so if the ball gets that low, as you can see, then Wanda has most certainly dropped it. So let's bring that back up there. So if the ball gets to this position, minus 175, then we are going to broadcast that we've lost. And that will mean that we need to stop not only this script, but everything else. So we're going to need to go to an event, and it's going to be stop all, or stop this script. We could do stop all, or we can stop this script, and that will stop everything. But what happens if Wanda catches the ball? Well, that's going to keep going. But maybe you've seen something here which is we need to put in, and we need to make the ball drop. Well, in order to basically do that, you would have thought that maybe we could do a move. Well, if we do a move, let's see what happens. Oh, that's not too high. That just is going off to the side. So a move is not what we want. What we want to do is to change Y. So we're going to change Y. We're going to make the ball go down. We're going to change it with a -3, say. Okay, and then we are done. So let's see how that plays. So we click it. The ball's going to start in a certain spot. We've set the score to 0. That's all initialization. Then forever, we've got a whole block of code. We're saying if Wanda touches the ball, fantastic, we're going to add a score, and the ball is going to start on this line, but anywhere along this line. If the ball gets below Wanda's hand, so it gets all the way down here, -175, then we've basically lost the game. Everything is going to stop. However, if we catch the ball, when we not only need to get the ball back to a random place, but we also needed to get it to drop. And so we put that down here. So let's see how we do. Okay, so far we're doing, let's say I lose. She's no, and we get the sign, you lost. So a simple catch game. Go and do that. Go and make some adjustments and have some fun. And I'll see you for our final video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.